Hello and welcome back to the Widiots podcast.
I hate you.
Yo,
I.
it's the oh god, this is a nightmare. It's the
Yeah, it's a nightmare for you.
Oh no!
This is the Halloween exclusive episode. So if you're not watching this one, I'm wearing a banana suit.
I'm Captain America.
And I'm Cinderella.
Cinder Eddie.
Eddie, give us a twirl.
No.
So this is at least I got you a blue dress,
As opposed to.
a red one. Politics.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the result of the high stakes bet episode.
Oh my god.
I got to pick their costumes. I was originally going to do, I would be Winnie the Pooh, Eddie would be Eeyore, and Darian was Tigger.
That would have been nice.
It would have been nice. Thank you to our Patreon for the money for this episode because you paid for this.
Thanks.
I bet. I bet
As
Eddie's
you
very
can tell,
grateful.
we are all very satisfied with our Halloween choices.
I am. Okay, so briefly,
This
let's get,
mask hurts so much.
you can take the mask off.
No,
My
you cannot.
headphones are on now, so I'm not really.
It's a whole operation. Let's get into just briefly any news question mark.
Oh well.
C9. is-
Dude, like, so by the time this comes out, we'll already know the results. But like at the time of this recording, C9, Fnatic, and G2 Esports are in the semifinals for the League of Legends World Championships, which means that three out of the four teams are Western teams, and which is like the first time this has happened in years, which is absolutely bonkers. There's only one Asian team left, like in the running.
Are they
for this.
Korean?
No, they're Chinese. All the Korean teams are gone.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Sacre bleu.
it's bananas. C9.
It's what?
Bananas. The C9 was the first North American team to eliminate a Korean team in the knockout stage, and they were the first North American team to make it to semis in 7 years.
Wow.
And they had to play in. Like North America's first two seeds got knocked out in the group stage. It's
that blows.
oh my gosh, it's crazy. And like looking at the teams they're going up against, they might actually win the champion. They have a decent chance.
Okay,
The
Western.
Summoners Cup is coming to the West.
Okay, Western. I see you. Eddie, any politics news?
I mean, there's the journalist, that whole...
Elaborate. for
Okay, so there's a Saudi journalist who's published a lot of news reports about how the Saudi government's corrupt. And so a few days ago, a week-ish ago, he was in Turkey and went into the Saudi embassy and never came out.
Oh,
So there were reports from the Turks who have like security cameras and audio in the embassy saying that he was tortured, killed, sawed up, and dissolved in acid, which the Saudis say didn't happen. They say that there was an altercation by people that just happened to be there that led to his death. The problem is that they brought a bone saw. They flew in that day and flew out that night, and there was acid involved because the body is not there. So
I'm convinced that the Middle East has not changed in like 40 years.
I mean,
Like the exact same stuff was going on like in the 70s and the 80s.
America kind of
America
did
kinda.
that to the
Yeah,
I mean, just a little bit.
just a little bit.
Just
destroying
a little
the most stable empire in the Western
We were
world
like-
by chopping up the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, after World War I, we were like,
Chopping up is an unfortunate way to put it.
Dividing and
It's
imperializing.
Like, oh man, there's all these independent, like this one nation kind of empire thing in the Middle East. It'd be a shame if we chopped all that up just for the hell of it. Like,
Again-
why did the League of
Again, let's
Nations?
refrain from chopped up.
Why did the League of Nations decide like, let's just
And the best part is like if
let's
you
just
look at
shatter
the
that glass
if
real
you look
quick.
at the borders there, it's like not logical. It's like I just want a line right there. Like look at the borders of Iraq. It makes no sense at all. Or Iran.
Oh man,
Especially Iran.
man, the West really
Yeah.
dropped the ball on that one.
Shit's wild.
Yeah.
Aside from the journalist, anything?
I mean,
newsworthy?
nothing like huge. I think they're
So don't look up stuff right
Yeah.
now.
That's been like the
majority
big
of.
thing recently. Yeah,
I've got some a fun update on Louis C.K.
Oh. Ooh.
fun. Yeah,
Sarah Silverman.
Oh my god, I saw that.
Like it was either today or yesterday.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
basically was like, yeah, Louis jerked off in front of me. She was like, it was consensual. I was like, fuck yeah, I want to see that.
It was like,
She was like, it's not comparable to like what the other women went through. I was like, sure, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah.
I
She-
mean,
and
like,
she was
in
like,
her
I-
case, that's fine. Yeah,
and she was like, I gave him consent. She was like, yeah, fuck yeah, go for it.
go to town.
And then there's like a quote in there where she was like, one time I was like, nah, fuck that, and then we went and got pizza. Like that's the quote.
I mean, is that something that was just that case though? Like there was all the other ones without consent.
All the
still?
other ones were with consent. They were all with consent, but because he was like
he leveraged the consent though.
because he was like in a position of power,
Yeah.
quote unquote, that's why he's like being scrutinized for it.
Oh.
Every case he had consent, which is why I'm like upset that they put it in the same argument as like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. Like
Yeah,
that's what bothers me the most.
That's not the same at all.
yeah.
It's weird. It's
He's
weird.
just like a sexual
But, like-
deviant. Like it's weird and it's like
But like
kinda fucked up.
if he received consent and like I mean I don't know, it doesn't sound like they're saying, I haven't looked into a lot of the cases, but if they haven't withdrawn consent, then that doesn't seem like a grounds for anything.
But if it's like blackmailed or
Wasn't
or
blackmail.
threatened to consent,
Nope.
like
None of that. All the reports just say that it was like female comics, and because it was Louis C.K., they're like, yeah, sure. Which like, it's like a tricky position because like, if you're in this position of power over like up and coming comics, like, it's wrong. But at the same time, like if they gave him consent, like he has no grounds for it to be perceived as wrong.
yeah, it's not like he said that if I can't do this, that I'm gonna like jeopardize your
and-
career.
And one of them said no, and he pulled his pants up. And,
but wait, his pants were already down though?
or no.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Weren't there cases
Uh-oh,
though
red
of
flag.
him like pulling it out before asking
You
for
want to see a
consent?
cool trick?
Like he'd pull it out and then ask for consent to do so?
I would have to double check that.
I think that's the case. I'm not positive though.
Because from what I understand, it was like there were what I've heard other comedians say is that like they had heard stories before the New York Times article came out. They had heard stories of Louis just be like whipping his dick out and just being like, "Yeah," to like other guys like
Yeah.
not to female comics, and then they'd be like, "That's funny," and then like I remember there was a story that like one of the comics was like taking a picture, and Louis was like, "Yeah," like whipped his dick out. And they took a picture. He's like, "Yo, delete that." He's like, "Yo, I was fucking around," but yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
It walks the line, but I definitely don't. The reason
It's not
why,
as bad, yeah. It's
and I think that's what gets muddled in the argument is that all these people are in the same plane of wrongdoing.
Mhm.
When in actuality, it's like it's a conversation that people need to have
Mm-hmm.
to like kind of understand it.
yeah, like I don't
I
think
didn't know that.
I don't think at any point most people thought, "Oh, that's just as bad as drugging someone and raping them."
The problem is though is that most people probably didn't think that, but because of the way it was reported and the news stories that come out about it in succession with all that, it gets categorized and bunched into it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ow. My nose hurts.
We're not in serious enough clothing to talk about this.
I'm dressed.
I'm Captain
dressed
America.
Like Louis' dick,
this
so.
is my country. I'm defending.
Well then, let's go ahead and stray from the path we were on.
All right.
We've got another high stakes bet,
Oh Jesus Christ.
and because it's that time of the year, it's Thanksgiving themed.
Mm-hmm.
So, me and Darian are competing, and Eddie's he'll explain it. But the loser for each episode of the podcast subsequent until Thanksgiving, they have to eat on air when we record. They have to eat a can of cranberry sauce.
We might make it like half a can because a can of cranberry sauce is like.
Nope. Balls to
Nope.
the wall.
Like Jello, like rings on a plate. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is
Wait,
the competition?
Yeah, okay.
Watch Mojo episodes.
Oh, we
Are we
are
guessing?
doing this.
Are we guessing
So-
factual ones or fake ones?
What's gonna happen is I'm gonna read you 4. So for those who don't know, Watch Mojo on YouTube. They pump out like 5 videos a day, and most of them are top 10 lists.
Mhm.
Some of them are like interesting, and other ones are very stupid. We're not going to be focusing on the interesting ones today.
I like the interesting ones.
So, what's going to happen is I'm going to read you 4 Watch Mojo videos.
I don't think this works.
No, you sound like Bane. One of them
I
is
was raised in darkness.
one of the videos
Yeah,
is not
okay.
real. So you have to
Okay.
figure out which one I made up. So we're going to do a
Oh.
practice round first. This one does not count.
You're just the right type of idiot to come up with
All right?
these fake ones.
So here's the practice one.
This,
Alright.
this is practice.
This one's
is
practice.
practice.
All right,
Okay.
let's go for it.
Top 10 Starbucks controversies. Top 10 dog show upsets. Top 10 biggest celebrity funeral scandals. And top 10 mistakes that the human race keeps repeating. Which one of these is fake?
Just run the one more time, quickly.
Yeah.
Just
Starbucks controversies, dog show upsets, biggest celebrity funeral scandals, and mistakes that the human race keeps repeating.
mistakes that the human race keeps.
Mistakes. Yeah.
Dog show upsets.
Repeating. No way! Yo, how do you come up with this shit?
What?
All right.
Oh, I'm not gonna like this.
So
at
now
all.
we're gonna play.
Oh, dude.
Well,
we're
wait.
screwed.
Just so
Wait, yeah. So what
whichever
are the win
one,
conditions?
whichever one of us gets more, if one of us gets more than
Yes.
the other, then, like, if I get more, then you would have to do it.
Yeah.
If we tie,
Yes.
Eddie has to.
And
do
I made it a little easier. There are 6 questions, so there's a higher chance of a tie. There are 6 rounds, so there's a higher question of a tie.
Okay.
Higher chance of a tie. Yes. All right.
Jesus.
Round 1. Each round has kind of a theme to it. So this one's top 10 worst. I like this because it makes no sense. Top 10 worst, because top 10 implies
I mean,
best. And
bottom 10.
yeah, but no, they call it top 10 worst.
I know, but like, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we have
It's
top-
the best worst.
top 10 worst
Worst.
singers. We have top 10 worst singers.
Uh huh.
Top 10 worst countries to live in. Top 10 worst Patrick Star moments. And top 10 worst Marvel video games.
Again, speed, rapid fire.
Singers, country to live in, Patrick Star moments, Marvel video games.
Oh, this fucking sucks.
Countries to live in.
I thought we were gonna say it at the same time.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna go with. I'm stuck between singers and worst Patrick Star moment. I'm gonna go worst Patrick Star moments.
Countries to live in.
Yes.
All right, 1 point to
Oh,
Darian.
Get wrecked,
No.
boy.
Oh no!
They can just shit on a country on YouTube.
Yo, they
on 10
totally
of them. No, they cannot.
All right, this one, this theme is movie sex scenes.
You came up with 4?
There are like over
He came
like
up with
20.
one.
I mean,
There are
no,
over
but like
20
still.
of them.
Oh my god.
All right, so we have top 10 sexy movie underwear scenes. Top 10 worst sex scenes to watch with your parents in the room. Top 10 movie MILFs. And top 10 oral sex scenes in movies. Again,
Last one. Top
That's
10 oral sex scenes.
sexy movie underwear scenes, worst sex scenes to watch with your parents in the room, movie MILFs, and oral sex scenes in movies.
Movie milfs.
I think I
Oh
might
no
have
no no
watched
no!
the movie Milfs one.
Sexy underwear. Sexy underwear.
I like
I'm going
almost.
sexy underwear then.
I'm so sorry. I just canceled out one of the answers. I'm pretty sure I've watched that that one Watch Mojo video. It's the last one. Oral sex scenes.
Both of you are wrong. It's worst sex scenes to watch with your parents in the room.
No way!
That's not a real video.
I thought I watched that one. I've seen a lot of these videos.
Why do you watch so many Watch Mojo sex
Because I'm
videos?
no. I've watched like just Watch Mojo videos in general.
All right.
Yeah, me too. This is upsetting.
All right.
Fuck, 1-3 already.
Yeah, and Darian's it's 1-0 still, Darian.
Also, we can't tie. Shit.
Yeah, we can.
No, we can't. We both got that last one wrong.
We can both get.
Oh, wait,
Another
is
one
it
wrong.
tied to the
And-
total or
yeah.
Yeah, we have to get the total.
So it's 1-0 right now, but it can if both you get it right and then Mitchell gets it, like you can still tie.
Yeah.
No, but don't we have to tie to get Like we have to get all the questions right between us.
No.
No. Like our score. If our score ties, neither one of us wins or
Oh,
loses.
okay.
He has to.
Never mind.
All right. So this round's theme is anime.
I've seen a few of
All right,
these too.
ready? Top 10 anime body pillows. Top 10 anime girls you wish were your girlfriends. Top 10 LGBT romances in anime. And top 10 female anime perverts.
What?
Again, anime body pillows,
Uh-huh.
anime girls you wish were your girlfriends, LGBT romances in anime, and female anime perverts.
Anime girls you wish were your girlfriend.
Body pillows.
Body pillows.
Fuck me, no!
If Darren gets one more right, he clinches it.
I clinch it?
I mean, you
I
guarantee...
know that's the phrase. I just don't like it. When I think of clinch, I think of butt cheeks, and it's just...
That's clench, not clinch. Clinch is C-L-I-N-C-H. Clench is C-L-E-N-C-H.
That's too similar.
They're very different.
Wait, Mitchell, what character were
Are
you going to
they,
make
though?
Mitchell? Or what character were you going to make Darian?
Tigger.
On the topic of too close? No, okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, you tried to make that joke.
Was that not your intent, Mitchell?
No, it wasn't. I don't...
Moving on. I gotta get this next one, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What is it?
Superheroes.
Oh, he's got an
Darren's up
advantage. He's
2-0.
wearing Captain America.
Oh, it just
All of these are
whole
tailored
suit.
to him. Anime, superheroes, sex scenes. It's all stuff that he's like knows.
All right, superheroes. Ready?
Bullshit.
Top 10 edgiest superheroes.
God damn it, Eddie.
Top 10 superheroes who killed their parents.
Who
Top
killed-
10 feminist superheroes.
Mm.
And top 10 black superheroes.
I can't even think of 10 black
All right,
superheroes, so
edgiest
I don't know.
superheroes. Superheroes who killed their parents, feminist superheroes, and black superheroes.
Can
Also, Mitchell, keep in mind, if Darian gets this wrong, you still have a chance to tie.
Can we think of 10 black superheroes? Black Panther, Luke Cage.
Wait, first of all, talking to the microphone.
Black Panther,
Second
Luke
of all,
Cage.
hold on. This is question 4, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do have a chance to tie.
That's 2.
I'm sure there's more like in comics.
Miles Morales is Ultimate Spider-Man. That's 3. That's all I got. But no, I don't. We could do it again. Do it again.
Michael B.
Edgiest
Jordan
superheroes.
is Human Torch.
Superheroes who killed their parents, feminist superheroes, and black superheroes.
What was the first one?
Edgiest.
I'm gonna go superheroes that killed their parents.
I want to say feminist. I'm going to say feminist.
Feminist.
No.
Yes, let's go!
It's 2-1 Mitchell.
So you're
Oh.
no, Darian.
sorry, 2-1 Darian.
Oh
So you're
my
saying
goodness.
there's a chance.
All right.
Don't call it a comeback.
So this
I've
round
been here for years.
is called Another. That's the title of the round. Because all these are...
Oh, it's like another top
Yeah,
10.
all right,
Oh,
so-
God. So that implies that there was a first one.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
All right, we have... To start off, another top 10 as seen on TV products that were surprisingly awesome.
It's definitely
Okay.
real.
It's for
Another
sure real.
top 10 dealing with bullying scenes. Another top 10 video games that trolled the cheaters and pirates. And another top 10 Weird Al parodies.
Do it again.
As seen on TV products that were surprisingly awesome. Dealing with bullying scenes. Video games that trolled the cheaters and pirates. And Weird Al parodies.
I'm gonna say another top 10 dealing with bullies scene.
Same.
They're all real.
So what's the answer, Eddie?
None of the above.
That's not an option. Dude.
I feel cheated.
That's not an option. If you're taking a test and there is none of the above option, you can't say no. That's all wrong for you bubbling in an answer.
Does this look like a Scantron?
Oh my God.
Does this look like a Scantron?
Boy.
And you also just told me you have a chance to tie. No, I fucking didn't.
If you guessed none of the above, you would. If you had-
There's no option.
You
for
never
one to
told us
go.
that was an option.
I never told you it wasn't an option either.
Oh my God.
It really do be like that sometimes.
Give us the
Just
next
read the
question.
last
Give
one.
us the
Alright,
last one.
Motherfucker. Is it another goddamn trick one?
No. This one there is a real
I
one.
will cut
I
you.
promise. Alright, ready?
This
This one's just
bitch.
called What? Because these are the ones where you're like, they can't make a top 10 out of this. Alright? Pretty simple.
Black superheroes.
So, number 1. Top 10 Teen Titans members.
Okay.
Well, if you, okay.
Top 10 mythical swords.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 best SpongeBob SquarePants songs.
Mm-hmm.
And top 10 seasons of Friends.
Fuck.
I think Darian knows. I feel like he's
I
seen
know
3
the-
out of the 4 videos.
I know the right answer, but like, if I tell, wait a minute. No, I want Eddie to eat this shit. There's only 9 seasons of Friends, I'm pretty sure.
No, there's 10.
Are you sure? Okay, never mind. My hunch is gone.
There's 10.
There's 10
I'll look it up.
seasons? Do it again? All of them?
What's it? I'm looking up how many
It's
seasons of Friends.
top 10 mythical swords, top 10 Teen Titans characters, top 10 seasons of Friends, and top 10
SpongeBob SquarePants songs.
SpongeBob SquarePants songs.
I guess
This
there's
is
definitely
so
been enough
annoying.
Teen Titans members that they would do that.
Okay, so here. You vote Teen Titans because we both know that that's
I'm
uh,
pretty sure
There are
that
10 Friends seasons.
so. Do Teen Titans because you're in the lead anyway. So if I get it wrong, then you're still fine, and if I get it right, then we make Eddie eat it.
you're right.
So let's convene because fuck Eddie. So
Hey, I wasn't allowed to convene with Darian last time.
We were.
yeah, well you didn't make the stipulation. So
Yeah, and you also
Well,
did.
then you're
we
not allowed
also,
to convene.
And we also didn't give a trick question.
Yeah, and you only offered 5, so it's the same amount.
Anyway.
If you disregard...
yo, I had like 10 questions. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, 10
Oh,
questions.
Whatever, same thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking top 10 mythical swords.
I suppose. Yeah, I think you're right. It will probably be like mythical weapons, is what they would say. Knowing Watch Mojo.
I would like to
Watch
add-
Mojo.
I would like to ask a question to the questioner.
Yes.
Is the semantics of the question, like the verbiage, what differentiates? Like, have any of them been that way?
What do you mean?
Like, are they
Like,
fake only because you changed a word?
Possibly.
mother. Seasons of Friends. Was it mythical swords?
Mythical
Teen
swords.
Titans members and best SpongeBob SquarePants song.
Make a choice, man. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna go with top 10 mythical swords.
Teen Titans.
Seasons of Friends.
I knew it! Yes! I freaking knew it. I told you. I told you. Oh my.
This is payback to Mitchell for
gosh.
making us wear these outfits.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like I'm gonna be enjoying cranberry sauce.
Well, how many episodes are we going to be recording before?
I mean, once a week until
Enough.
Thanksgiving. Like
3,
another
4
three,
weeks?
3 or 4.
all right. Yeah. That's a good bunch of cranberry sauce.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of fucking cranberry sauce. All right. Well, hey, you know what? On the bright side, that means I get to host the next high stakes bet episode. So
Oh yeah, I haven't hosted it
Yeah.
yet. Whatever.
You just have to lose.
Nah, I'm good. That's a hard pass.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to say, yo, Patreon. First of all, thank you. We love you.
You guys are awesome.
If you want to help decide what the next bet should be, go ahead. I'm gonna put a poll up, or I'm gonna put like a comment
Yeah.
thing through a Patreon.
Mm-hmm,
Leave some suggestions of what you want to see one of these two dumbasses do, or me. I guess I could lose too, which would suck.
That was close. When Darian said Seasons of Friends, I was like, oh no.
Wait, did you lie to me and say there were 10?
No, there were actually 10.
Okay.
Yo, if you had lied to me, I would
No,
not be eating cranberry sauce.
No, no,
It
there were
wouldn't
actually
be
10
happening.
Seasons of Friends.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like, that's Yeah.
it's a bit sus.
Yeah. I
Um,
knew it. I told you, man.
I wanted to ask you guys about Halloween.
What about it?
So, first of all, when you went trick or treating, I'm assuming you guys went trick or treating. I know we
We
did.
went trick or treating together. We plotted out my neighborhood to figure out where the best spots were.
Don't say it, Darian.
I did not.
Nev-
Not every
never?
year. I've done it before,
Darian,
but it
you're
wasn't.
going trick or treating this year as Captain America.
I most certainly am not.
You're an RA. You have people to go door to door for.
No, if anything, I would go do reverse trick or treating, give candy to my residents.
That would have been such a good high stakes punishment. That
What?
on
What?
Halloween you have to go out and go trick or treating in like your building.
Yo, me and my friends were talking about going to our old dorm building and just knocking on the doors of like our old hall and just be like trick or treat and just throwing candy in their room.
Well, have you seen the one online where a bunch of people like they bought a door and then they'd put it in front of like the door, knock on the door, and then they had a sign that says please knock, so the other people would open their door, see the door that says please knock, knock, they'd open it, and they're dressed as old ladies and give them candy and run away.
That's funny. I like that.
What the heck?
But that leads me, first of all, question. Trick or treating. When you did go, what was the candy that you got and you were like, oh, fucking yeet, yes, I love this.
Kit Kats?
Kit Kats,
Kit
are
Kats
probably
are
up there
solid.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a solid.
York Kit Kats. Yeah.
York.
York peppermint patties?
Oh yeah.
Nah, dog.
Well, this is coming from the same kid that couldn't eat regular Cheez-Its, so
And couldn't watch SpongeBob.
yeah. So I mean,
It's a shame.
what do you
It's
expect?
a lost childhood. I don't know. Kit Kats, I liked Kit Kats, but whenever I would get like if there was always that one house that gave out like king size bars.
Oh yeah. You remember the
never
house in my
wanted-
neighborhood, right? The one where there was the guy,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
he was like, "I'll give you a small candy bar, but if you can sing a song, I'll give you a big one." And when we went, we were
That's
like,
a little creepy. That's a
we sang like
sing
Jingle
for me,
Bells
little
or
boy.
something.
Baba Black Sheep, you'd be like, just go away. Yeah, no, king size. I'm not looking for Kit Kats. I'm looking for like king size Twix or something like
Three
that.
Musketeers, Twix, both of those.
Three Musketeers, fire,
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever hear those things about like people hiding razor blades and candy?
Yeah.
Did your parents ever like check through your candy?
No.
No.
What my parents did is they taught me about taxation though. So whatever the current tax rate was on the top 1%, they'd take away that much candy and make me save it for later. So that way I'd have Halloween candy throughout, like up until Christmas. So like if the tax rate, like under the Bush administration, it was only like 25-30%. So they took like a quarter of my candy. And when I was younger, I was like, oh, rats, I don't get as much candy right away. But then older, I was like, well, and older being like, 10, 12, like, well, a higher tax rate means I get to hold on to the benefits for longer.
You ruined Halloween for me.
Eddie, your parents suck, dude.
I'm glad they did that. That got me interested in politics with candy. They taught me politics with candy. That's name one better way to teach a kid politics than with candy.
Don't. I'm just kidding.
Have you guys voted?
Yeah.
Wait,
I have.
that
Absentee.
happened?
Have you voted?
For
Have you're registered?
Yeah.
Have you requested absentee?
No, I'm voting here.
Oh, you're registered here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not until November 6th.
Oh, okay.
Voting day is November
Oh,
6th.
gee.
November 6th.
For Pennsylvania.
11/6.
For
For everyone.
I'm so confused.
So I
There are different dates for like absentee ballot requesting and stuff like that.
I
Oh.
voted absentee. So what happens is because I'm not home in my
Mhm.
current
Yeah, I know how
location.
absentee ballots
Yeah,
like work.
they mailed.
yeah.
Well, I'm also explaining for the audience, but they
Okay.
mailed me a ballot. I filled it out and I sent it back,
I
and
see.
they record that.
Okay. Yeah, I probably should have voted since I voted absentee because I'm in Texas and we need Beto to like go
Yeah,
through.
he's
but-
probably not going to, which is sad. But
Yeah, we'll just have to stick with the Zodiac killer. It's whatever.
I love that conspiracy theory, even though there's absolutely no.
Well, I don't know why.
factual
Why
merit
didn't
to
either
it.
one of us do that for the conspiracy theory episode? Such a good one.
It's played out.
But it's
Yeah.
so good.
Eh.
Also, okay, I mentioned the fucking Little Caesars DiGiorno boxes,
Yeah,
right? okay.
Not on the air. You didn't.
Oh, I
no,
didn't.
you
Yeah,
did. He did.
I thought so.
We were walking out of the CMI. We're at the Point Park Civic Media Innovation today.
I'm pretty sure he brought it up on it.
Well, if I didn't bring it up, just to reiterate, there's a conspiracy theory that Little Caesars Pizza uses fucking DiGiorno pizza.
Because remember we said we wanted to do the bonus episode where we test Little Caesars and DiGiorno's.
That was
blind.
outside.
No, that was definitely in real life.
Whatever.
I
We can't keep track of this stuff.
No, we talk anyways. So like,
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? You know, I'm sitting here.
I think we should just end so I can get out of this dress.
I think we should keep going so Eddie has to stay in the dress
I
for as
think
long as
the
possible.
chest hair and the wooden cross really complement the Cinderella. Cinderella, you know the little mice in Cinderella. Have you guys seen
Yeah.
Cinderella?
Yeah.
You know the little mice where they're like Cinderella, Cinderella.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Those what's his name? Gus. Yo, Gus is my spirit animal.
You know them by name?
I know Gus. Because who the fuck is named Gus?
There was a guy in our high school named Gus.
There
What?
was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who? Wait, like
Well, his full name was Gustavo, but
His name is
How do
Goose.
how do you
Gus.
how do you have Gustavo and go Gus?
He just
What's
went,
your name?
He went by
Gustavo,
Gus.
but I go by Gus.
He went by Gus. I don't know.
Gustavo Rock from Big Time Rush. I didn't learn this until I was making a Twitter meme about it. You know, Rock in Gustavo Rock is ROCQUE.
I'm not surprised.
It's the most extra thing.
That's amazing.
I miss those old Nickelodeon shows.
The Naked Brothers Band.
Wasn't a fan.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that much. I don't fucking know.
Mm.
I just remember laughing at the names like naked because I was like 7.
Yeah. Facts. No, I saw this thing. So did you hear about the whole thing where Josh Peck had his wedding and like he didn't invite like Drake Bell? and
Yeah.
that?
Oh wow.
This was a while ago, and then like there was like this whole thing where Drake was like, "Yo, what?
What the fuck?
What
dude?
is this?" And then like they hashed it out, blah 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 blah, and they're like friends again. But I saw that someone posted a video recently where it was like Miranda Cosgrove and Josh Peck were like meeting up again for like the first time in like a long time, and like, "Oh hey, like it's so good to see you," and she was like, "Congratulations on getting married." He was like, "Thanks." She was like, "I'm not mad." He's like, "Cool, don't go to Twitter," because that's like the whole thing started. Oh, I lost. He's like, "Thanks." Fantastic.
Big oof.
What was your favorite like Nickelodeon show growing up?
Avatar.
I didn't watch Nickelodeon.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to. Remember?
I knew you weren't allowed to watch SpongeBob, but like
I
were there
wasn't. I didn't watch Nick in general. It was.
Disney, Phineas and Ferb.
I watched a lot of Phineas and Ferb. I watched like a combination of kids shows and theater growing up. So like, yeah, you watch a little bit of Dora and Sesame Street, and then a little bit of Sondheim.
Oh, Eddie.
I think I could say with absolute certainty that there is no more like distinct childhood than that of a Zakreski child. It's such a like specific niche kind of childhood. There's not going to be another Eddie Zakreski, except for his sister Sarah and his other sister Anna.
Sarah's just crazy though.
Jeez.
She listens once in a while. Crazy in a good way.
What's up, Sarah?
I like how this thing doesn't even like do anything with the cuffs. It just
It's
like
and
It's
Yeah,
meant
fuck
for a
it.
10 to 12-year-old dog.
I mean, but
I
still,
got it at Walmart.
I know, but like,
Yo, I got the
it's already like
Weirdest-
fraying.
I got the
'cause I'm
weirdest
so
look.
slow.
I didn't like that. When I was in the checkout line, and I'm holding a big ass banana, a Cinderella dress, and a child's Captain America costume. I put them on the counter, and the guy goes, "You having fun there, bud?"
Oh my god!
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I want to bet," and he was like, "Mm-hmm." I want to tell this story on air too. I just told you guys, but I can't believe this happened. So about 20 minutes ago, I went and I picked up Eddie and Darian, and I was walking to my car, and it's like, like 8:30 at night in Pittsburgh, and so I walked past this one street corner, and there were these 3 black guys. They're smoking a cigarette, whatever, under a lampshade, like they're Jersey
Why
boys.
they gotta be black?
Continue.
So they see me like walking in that direction, and one of them just takes a big old puff of his cigarette, leans over to the other guys, and then as I'm walking past, he turns, and so that our shoulders like hit, and it internally diarrhea.
You're like, this is it.
I was like, oh my
this
god.
is how it ends.
And he goes, "Yo, what's up, Lil Kill? You dropped something?" And I look down, and he's doing the okay meme. And I shit you not, I was laughing so hard, he thought I had a mental disability. He stood up, he was like, I started laughing, he was like, "Yo, cuz, you missed the bus, what's up?"
Oh my goodness.
And the whole time back, I was like, what just happened? It was the funniest thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow, that's amazing.
great.
Pittsburgh street stories are my favorite thing. Like I've told you guys, I'm not gonna tell it now, maybe another time, but I've told you like the prostitute story, right?
Yeah, I think you told that on air.
Did I?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Maybe
Yeah, you
it's
did.
probably
I'm pretty
season
sure you
1.
did.
Yeah, throw back to
Maybe season 2 even. I don't
No,
know.
it was definitely season 1.
Yeah, dude, I love homeless people.
No, she wasn't. Well, whatever. Not my call to make. She was taken care of.
Taken care of is a way to put it. No, I feel like even walking through like downtown DC, it's just different
Yeah.
than walking through Pittsburgh. It's just vastly different. You can't even compare the
Well,
two.
that's because like I feel like Pittsburgh doesn't really have like a light side. Like DC has like, oh, here's all the monuments and all the pretty stuff, and then there's like ghetto DC.
Yeah.
Anacostia.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like
And I feel like it's the same kind of thing there, but no one goes over there because you don't like us living in the suburbs of DC. We don't go to DC for that.
Yeah.
and Anacostia is like
It's all of
which is-
Pittsburgh.
like
then
But
Anacostia
then, yeah, Pittsburgh is
is
just that all the
across
time.
the Anacostia River from like most of DC,
Yeah.
and it's primarily
It's like
black,
the
very
growth.
low income,
It's like the growth on the outside of
kind of. So
District
it's
of
like
Columbia.
so it's you don't go to Anacostia by accident, really.
I remember I was driving with my mom one time into, I think we were going into like Bethesda or something for like some show or whatever.
Mhm.
So we're going through DC, and I think we hit Anacostia. Wait,
Anacostia.
Anacostia, right? And I was like, wait, when are we getting to Baltimore? And my mom's like- and my- and my mom's like, no, we're still in DC.
Yo, my stomach.
Hey, Dad, I was like, yo, did I pass out? Why are we in Baltimore? She's like, nah, it's just the rough side of DC, man.
Oh my god. I love that. No, but basically, like, all of Pittsburgh is Anacostia.
Yeah.
And then there's Oakland, which is, like, ×2.
Yeah.
Oakland is rough.
Except for Pitt's campus. Pitt's has this nice little bubble, and then there's like
Yeah.
CMU, and then the rest of it is just.
All the campuses are their own little
Yeah.
contained bubbles.
Mhm.
And with outside of that, it's just a virus. What?
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 I mean, calling it a virus isn't necessarily, you know.
I'm confused. What's the issue? Yo,
He
quit
doesn't
rubbing
like.
quit rubbing your neck beard on the mic.
We're shitting on Pittsburgh too hard.
No, calling homelessness a virus is more.
No,
Oh.
not homelessness. Just the nature of like rough people always out like talk like. I was walking down.
Pittsburgh is just a rough neighborhood all around.
Yeah.
There's
I
not.
was walking down Forbes the other day, and there was this guy, and I was just walking past him, and he goes, "Nobody loves you." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What did I do?" Like that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
not in
alright.
the sense of like, oh, like stepping over homeless people, like get a job, homeless guy. No, I mean like just.
What was that voice?
1950s white guy.
Get a job, homeless
get
guy.
a job there, buddy. No,
Yes.
but like in the sense of like everyone is just like rough.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
rugged, like their hands are so callousy, like rub it on the concrete and sparks start flying, like rugged.
I feel like we also get extra heat because, like, you know, we're from DC, so whenever we're wearing like cap stuff out in public,
I don't.
When I first came here,
I
when
avoid it.
when I
Yeah.
still like watched football and cared about regular sports, I was a Baltimore fan, so I was like, I don't want to get curb stomped. So I'm.
When did we get in Baltimore? Love
no,
that.
I only wear cap stuff while I'm on campus.
Yeah, or in a room
Yeah.
where I'm like, I have to like know my surroundings. Like,
And then the
okay.
Yinza just slams on your window. It's like, what you doing, boy?
It's like, when we went to the Caps Pens game, like most of the people were like, "Oh, cool, you're a Caps fan. Why?"
Yeah.
But then there were some people like get out of here.
Yeah,
they were
no.
so
No,
hostile.
when we were walking
Yeah,
back,
back.
from the
Because they
arena.
lost like 7-3, something like.
get-
It was not a pretty game.
No, it was a
Correct.
back and forth, and then in the last
Yeah,
period,
they
they
just-
lost like 7-4
Yeah.
or something like that. So it was close for like the first 2 periods. But after the game, yo, people like after they'd beaten us, they
Yeah.
had like this like newfound confidence, like, yo, go fuck yourself, buddy. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Like, I remember, and like I hate the Yankees, New York Yankees.
For any particular reason,
They're I mean, a lot of reasons. We're probably running low on time though, right?
yeah, just finish.
All right.
finish.
Anyways, so they buy all their talent. They have very little homegrown talent. They basically they're basically the Walmart of the MLB.
Excuse me.
Go on.
They destroy the economies of smaller teams because smaller teams can't afford to buy better players because the Yankees buy the better players, so they can't increase their market by having good players. Does that make sense? So basically, the Orioles, for example, are a pretty relatively small market team. So if they have a really good player, the really good player has to be willing to take a low contract. But the thing is, the Yankees are willing to offer them $30 million for that deal. So they're going to go to New York City instead of staying in Baltimore for not that much money.
Right.
But if the Yankees didn't
Well, it's
exist,
probably because it's Baltimore.
if the Yankees didn't exist to buy those players,
Gonna cost you.
then they'd be more likely to stick with those teams. So that way, the Orioles, for example, would be able to get more people in because they could say, "Oh,
Yeah.
we have this player come here that have more money," and all the teams would be more equal versus having the Yankees, who like in the '70s won like 4 World Series in 5 years.
So what's the point of you said I hate the Yankees?
Yeah,
What's
They're
the
ruining the sports economy.
Yankees fans, like it's similar to Pittsburgh, where some of them are just jackasses, but most of them are like good people. I mean, my family, a lot of them are Yankees fans, so like I know firsthand.
intolerable?
Yeah, but like I'd go to Nats Yankees games all the time, and like if the Nats lose, like Yankees fans would be like, "Oh, nice." Like we'd be at home, they'd be like, "Oh, that you know, feel bad for you that they lost." Like one person like gave me a high five, like, "Get him next time, bud." Like
How old were you?
14, 15.
Oh, that's weird.
I think
Okay.
he was also a little drunk, but
He's like, hey, little slugger, hey, it's okay, bud. You got it next time.
like it's like they understand the fact that other sports fans have emotions.
Yeah. Is the World Series going on right now?
It's about to start. Yeah.
Who's in it?
It's the Red Sox versus the Dodgers.
Ew.
Dodgers were in it last year too, right?
Yeah, and they lost last year.
To the
Astros.
yeah, that's
So we
right.
lost to the Red Sox in the championship series.
I'm so sports illegible now. It's horrible.
Oh, in being on this podcast, you have definitely
Gained sports
gained
knowledge.
sports knowledge. I would say you have.
Yeah.
You can hold your own
Maybe.
in a conversation.
I suppose.
And to be fair, you played football, so you know about football.
Yeah, that was a waste of 3 years. 3 falls, rather.
All right.
Oh, the other thing, I mean, it's not really, but like in terms of esports, Atlanta announced their team name
What is
for,
it?
for Overwatch League. It's the Atlanta Reign, as in like rain, like Reign
Water.
King, as in like royalty. REIGN. I can't spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like their emblem is a crown or something. Their colors are like red and gray. I don't know. I'm just waiting
Why
for
not
DC
do,
to
like,
reveal.
Yeah, I'm waiting
Blue
for
and
the DC.
gold, or like purple and gold, which are like regal colors, red and
I
gold.
don't know.
DC Dixie Chicks. I don't know.
Dixie Chicks.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna go and do it for this episode. What's up, you guys? This is gonna be on YouTube. Check out all of our website.
All over the website.
Oh my
Follow us on
goodness.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can catch us on TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud,
iTunes, Google
iTunes,
Play
Google
Store,
Play.
not Spotify.
We're not on Spotify?
No, not yet. I
Sadly.
found through like one YouTuber I follow, he found like this like 5-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid I think's podcast on Spotify, and it's just him like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be doing a podcast this time, and I think for this season I'm gonna be doing 1,000 episodes." And like it was like 50 episodes, but he's on Spotify and we're not.
Get your shit together, Spotify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this episode is not brought to you by Spotify.
Love
Not
it.
at all. All right. Well, for Cinderetti, Captain This Is America, and I don't know, Banana Republic of Korea.
People's Banana Republic of Korea.
Oh, you almost got it. We'll see you next time.